everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the Pixie Palace. And today we are back for another weekly Oracle card reading for March 15th, 2022. And it has been a really weird week. The past couple of days here in Nevada, we've had snow. Yes, snow. And all we can think is WTF. The weather was in the 70s and 80s. Not extremely warm, but it was very pleasant, very spring-like. And the other evening, I look out my sliding glass door and see white flakes of snow dropping down to the ground. Now, if you follow me on social media, you probably saw my stories on Instagram and my post on Facebook about that. It is probably the high of 53 today, and the last time I looked, it was in the 40s. So I don't know where spring went, but it definitely took a detour. So that's just to name one of the weird things that's been going on. The energies in the air has been very chaotic, and for some of us things have been going really well, and for others not so much. And that's just part of life. We can't get away from that. That's just how it is sometimes. It's a matter of how we react to it and what we can control. And that is a theme I've been seeing a lot lately in my life as well as in the collective. As we take back our own power through inner work, change in our lifestyles, new epiphanies or revelations in our life, there is a common thread telling us that we need to focus on what we can control. There are some things in the world we cannot control, not directly. We can send energy to that situation. We can send positive vibes to other people who are going through tough times. That does help in an energetic sense. However, when we consume ourselves with things we can't control, it ends up controlling us. So as we discover this in our individual lives, the more we realize that we can be proactive in these things and not as reactive, then we start going in a more positive direction. So as we get into the reading, I'm going to use the card deck that I used last week, which is Earth Magic by Stephen D. Farmer. It's all about nature, Mother Gaia, and the animals, all their wisdom that's always out there in nature. Now, if you're watching this video at a different time, that is totally fine. As I always say in my videos, every reading is timeless. It does not matter when you see this, but if you're pulled to watch this video, there apparently is a message for you. So just keep that in mind. Anything that doesn't resonate for you, discard it. Just take what does. So, all right. So we're going to shuffle the cards. All right. So we're going to shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and give it one more shuffle. They're shuffling very smoothly right now. It's great. So it means the energy is very fluid in the card deck, at least. One more. Oh. Okay. All right. Let's see what the universe has to say. You cannot make this stuff up. I might do 2 cards, but remember last week and probably the week before that, I said about repeated messages, how the universe will hammer a certain message it's trying to get across into our hearts and into our brains. Yeah, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, look at my last week's Oracle card reading and you'll totally understand. Autumnal Equinox Release. And it's getting all this glare, so let me get it over here. No, might help a little bit. There you go. I'm laughing because I'm in the process of doing this. I know a lot of us are in the process of doing this. Apparently, the universe wants us to continue this, which is very important to release all the old baggage that we have and welcome in the new. And May is a prime month to do this because as we go into June, which starts the second half of the year, And we'll be in retrograde, which will be freaking awesome. We all love that. I laugh and joke about it. Mercury retrograde, but really it's how you look at it. Sometimes that can be a very good time. But releasing is very important for us to step into our own power and to go forward in our life mission and in the right direction for us. I actually was able to release a lot this past week. I pretty much let go of the situation I was dealing with. There's been no progress in the 3D physical sense, so I let go. And I would tell you, it was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. And release can have different meanings. Now, if it's traumatic situations, the repercussions we were dealing with, all the inner wounds, conditioning, all that, if we are working on to release that, yes, we do need to really work on those things and continually. Sometimes it's just one small step each day. Other times we may be doing it subconsciously. Some of us do it in meditation and even dream work. Dreams have powerful meanings sometimes, and some of us have lucid dreams, what have you. And it's really interesting because all of us deal with it in a different way. But there is a time in our lives that we have to face our fears and face what has been holding us back. And when we release those self-limitations, we correct our self-talk, we break out of that conditioning and social conditioning especially, then we start realizing our own worth and our own power again. And other times release can also mean you may be releasing control of a situation that's not going anywhere. It may be frozen in time, so to speak, or is just not bearing any fruit. It doesn't mean always that the situation will never get better. It might be on hiatus, and you may have been banging your head against a wall about it and just not knowing what direction to go in. And sometimes all we can do is just leave it to the universe, let go of it, stop hitting resistance, stop forcing it, because when we force something, usually that doesn't bode too well, as we all know. It usually makes it worse, or it just stays stagnant. It's a stale energy, and we just hang on to it and hang on to it, and it really doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve anybody that's involved in that situation, and it really holds all of you back. So sometimes all we can do is let go. Let it be. It is what it is. I know a lot of people hate that phrase, but it's true in this case. And sometimes the universe can surprise you. It can kind of work itself out. There is some meaning to time heals all wounds. And in some cases, I do believe that applies. Sometimes you just need your time to work on yourself, to really put out there what you want in your life and really make it happen. And that can be in the spiritual work or the physical work. And sometimes if something is meant to be, it will come back to you. And it may not always be the time we want. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be next week. It may be a year from now, or maybe a few months. It could be years. It could be a lot of different time frames. But if it is meant to happen, it will happen. It's just sometimes we have to let go and let the universe help us out a little bit. Now, when I say this, sometimes I'm reluctant to say that because it doesn't mean you just wait for everything in your life to happen because you're handing it over and you just sit on the couch and wait for it to be handed to you on a silver platter. No, it doesn't work like that. You still need to do the inner work, really live a full life, really enjoy your life, serve others, serve yourself in an unselfish way. really explore other things in life. And so to speak, don't let life hold you back. We all go through trials and tribulations. It's not a linear path. It's sometimes we'll take 2 steps forward and go 3 steps back. And that's just how life is. And that's the human experience. We're here to experience different emotions. We're here to experience different things and different relationships. And in all of it, we discover more about ourselves. I know in this situation I was dealing with, I learned a lot about myself. And I learned a lot that I needed to work on. Even in such a short period of time, I have really grown a lot. And it's amazing. And there's no time frame. You could discover something and change something just like that, minute to minute. And we always have the power to do it. We may not feel like we have a choice, but there's always a choice. And sometimes when we don't do anything, that's a choice as well. That's kind of what I was dealing with. There was nothing happening. And I realized that was the choice that was being made. So that actually made me let go. And, I'm just letting the universe work on it, see what happens. But in the meantime, I'm going forward in my life and seeing what brings me joy, like my volunteering and my beautiful family members and my spiritual community and all my content and other things in the works. So I may, it's funny. This is such a strong, vibrant message this week. I'm having a little trouble getting it out verbally because I'm feeling so much of it. And really what's being stressed is that when one door closes, one door opens. And we have to remember that. We may be grieving a certain thing that we have to release. We may not be ready to release that. We may be afraid to because there may be this stable environment we're used to will no longer be. And you know what? Sometimes that's okay. We don't have to know everything when we're going forward. It's just we have to know our own power and know that we're worthy and valuable and that we do have the power to create the life we want. And as we work on our inner selves, it does affect the collective energy, which in turn affects the world. So as we work on our individual selves, we're also doing our part in raising the vibration of the world and making it a better world. So yeah, that's the message again for this week. I think the universe is trying to tell us something, don't you think? And as I said earlier, I was going to leave it like that, but I'm going to draw another card on top of the deck. And this will be the card that will either answer your question or give you personally life direction this week. So, here we go. And this is going to apply to me too. Oh, yay. Oh, that's beautiful. Rainbow blessings. And whether you feel like it or not, you are blessed. Always find gratitude in everything. Whether it's running water, your roof over your head, your health, your relationships, your pets, the air that you breathe, being safe. There you go. Wow. Yeah, I love this. I love these cards. I love the messages that are coming through. I do want to recognize all of you who are doing the inner work. I know it's not easy. Anyone who tells you awakening process is all sunshine and rainbows and lollipops, yeah, I don't think so. And honestly, we're supposed to go through the hard work in order to become better versions of ourselves so we can serve others and we can be a better example of a better world and also have fun along the way. So it's an all-encompassing type of mission. So if you like this kind of video, please click like and subscribe. It helps my channel grow, as well as our Pixie Dust community, where we can all support one another. I am off to do some chores, and Timmy just woke up, so I'm going to spend a little time with him as well. I hope you all have a beautiful week. Keep going for your dreams and know that you are enough. I love you all. Thank you so much for your support. And until the next time, to know yourself is to know your truth. Namaste.